This is Blaise Park, the home of AFC St Blaise, on a very sunny mid-May afternoon, and it's the scene for this year's South West Peninsula League Cup Final between Falmouth Town and Saltash United, sponsored by Walter C. Parson, the funeral directors. Well, which way is it going to go, this one? In the County Senior Cup Final, it went Falmouth's way, only just by 2-1, fighting back from a goal deficit. That goal conceded after just 3 minutes, but the two centre-backs powered home headers, both from corners, to seal Falmouth's first county cup win since 1997. Now they go in, when I say they, the Ambers, a nickname of Falmouth, go into this League Cup Final as the holders. Saltash went into the recent County Senior Cup Final as the holders. So Falmouth took the County Cup away from Saltash. Will Saltash do the same this afternoon to Falmouth Town? Well, we'll have to wait and see. It is going to be close, there's no doubt about that. And there's a decent crowd as well just before kick-off. Very encouraging as well. I think more from Falmouth Town than Saltash United, but that remains to be seen as we tick the minutes and the seconds down towards kick-off. So, joining me for commentary on Piram Films YouTube will be Mark Rappo Rapsey, of course, well known to all Cornwall football followers. Mark, I mean, you are synonymous with non-league football, with football in general, particularly in Cornwall. You played for Falmouth. I described this in my preamble as a very close final. Do you agree with me?
Oh, very much so, Dave. Can I just say you're a legend yourself, mate?
No, no, more like a leg end, I'm sorry.
But, no, yeah, Dave, I think, Saltash will be after a little bit of revenge as well, for the Senior Cup Final, down to 10 men early in the game, and Town went on to win it. But I think Saltash will be well up for this. And I just spoke to Wesley before the game, and he said...
Andrew Westgarth, Falmouth manager,
Dave, Falmouth manager. So, yeah, he said all the lads are absolutely buzzing for it. It's a perfect playing surface, Dave. I mean, what they've done at Blaise is absolutely fantastic. So well done to Paul, the groundsman, for all his hard work. It's a great surface for both teams to play on. Beautiful day, mate. It's just a lovely cup final weather, mate, isn't it? So hopefully we'll see a great game.
What sort of game are you expecting? A replica of the County Senior Cup Final, or do you think it'll be more expansive?
Yeah, it's hard to say, Dave. I think that, it's the old cliche, mate, but that first goal's so important, isn't it, to get that first goal. I know Saltash went ahead in the previous final, but I think it might be a prettier game of football from, obviously, watch Piram Films highlights and, from the Senior Cup Final. And, I think, no disrespect to Bodmin, but I don't think the playing surface, and speaking to a few of the Falmouth lads, for a cup final, it wasn't probably inducing, to good football, really. But I think this could be a real cracker, mate. Two good footballing sides, Dave. So, I think 3-2 Falmouth Town, mate.
How does that not surprise me? But I've got to keep you impartial, and I will do. I'm going to strap you in, and you've got to keep it 50-50, you know that. Yeah. However, seriously, Saltash will start favourites simply because they finished higher in the South West Peninsula League Premier Division.
Saltash did have a very good season, and what they won't want to do, Dave, is obviously finish fourth, which was the highest place for a Cornish team this year.
They got the last place for prize money.
Exactly, that's right. Yeah, it was dominated by the three Devon teams. So Saltash are basically the highest Cornish ranking team this year. But Falmouth have become such a good cup side, Dave. I honestly don't think Wesley will be worried. All the lads. Last year, they were behind in the league in this final last year at Weybridge, and they beat a brilliant Tavistock team 4-2 after extra time, Dave. So I don't think they'll be worried, mate. They've become such a real good cup team. I think they fancy themselves against anyone on the day, Dave.
Enjoy the commentary. I think it's going to be close. Here comes Saltash on the left-hand side. This is good play by Danny Lewis, but well played by the captain, Joe Cooper. Good interception, showing his mettle, showing his brawn, and showing his captaincy qualities there. But an intended ball from Luke Brabin just didn't quite come off. However, the Falmouth Town supporters are getting behind their team this afternoon. Saltash looking disciplined at the back and looking I would say, so far looking very determined and trying to shake off the news that their captain and top scorer Ryan Richards is not playing for them this afternoon due to an injury picked up before this game. I was talking to the manager, Matt Cusack, before this match, and he wasn't pleased, not only about Richards' absence, but also about Lewis Russell's absence as well. The other one, Richard Maddison, he couldn't do anything about that because he was suspended after 2 yellow cards. And 2 yellows make a...
Yeah, they make a red, Dave, don't they?
They do. Well done, Mark. And he was off early in the second half. Those three are not playing. Lewis Edwards, Henry Wilson and Sean Cleary all coming in for Saltash, who make ground on the right-hand side. This is good play by the Ashes, and that was Sam Farrant, who had a good game in the County Senior Cup Final. Sam Farrant showed some good footwork. Ooh, dear, that was Martindale's shot cannoning off the back of David Blizzard. Just like to get forward, the former Taunton player, Martindale. Here's Brabin, who Brabin caught dilly-dallying on the ball. Too much there. I know he's a good player, but there comes a time where you've just got to be a little bit unselfish and just get rid of the ball when somebody's tight on you. Here's Brabin again. That's better. That's good play. Infield it goes. This is good build-up now. This is excellent play. Ryan Mart and company going forward, and now they've got to build and try to find a near and Brabin up front in the 4-4-2 formation, but they've failed to do it. Cut out again. Oh dear, lost the ball. David Trott moving forward, and Falmouth Town pick it up. But again, the move breaks down. And Sean Cleary, one of the replacements, 3 replacements for Matt Cusack's Saltash this afternoon, comes in, just calms play down with the klaxons going in the background and the horns, and good support from Falmouth. Not too far away, a bit closer than Saltash, in fact a lot closer than Saltash. But there was quite some distance in the points tally in the final SWPL table, with Saltash finishing 4th, 76 points. Falmouth Town 6th on 59 points. So a good 17 points separating the teams at the end of the season, in the regular season. But of course, when it comes to cup finals, Mark Rapsey, you know that counts for nothing, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, Dave. Yeah, I always think a cup final is 50-50, Dave. You know, even if you've got one team that's a big favourite, a little bit like the FA Cup final, Dave, you know, with Man City and Watford. I mean, yeah, it is all on the day, isn't it, Dave? It's just you, like in the first final, you get a man sent off, you know, or a decision that goes against you. A lot of luck, I think, mate, cup finals, really. Well,
there's been no unlucky incidents or lucky incidents to talk of at the moment. We've been going 13 minutes and still goalless between Falmouth Town and Saltash United. Southwest Peninsula League Cup Final day, sponsored by Walter C. Parson, your local funeral directors. And this coverage brought to you by Piran Films YouTube, the highlights of which can be seen from tomorrow. Just hope we can bring you 1 or 2 goals. It is going to be a close contest if the opening quarter of an hour is anything to go by. No quarter given, no quarter taken. Here's Brabin on the ball, deep in his own half. Oh, it comes now. This is Tim Nixon on the left for Falmouth Town. It's a good ball, but just couldn't control it there. That's a good move, a good cross by Tim Nixon, but unfortunately, Brabin couldn't control it. Now here come Falmouth Town again on the left-hand side, but I thought a good tackle. Yeah. Well, you know, the Falmouth fans thought that was a foul. I thought, to be honest, I thought that was a very, very good challenge by Henry Wilson, one of the 3 replacements today for Saltash. I thought he won the ball cleanly in his decision-making there. So well done to him. That was good play. Hey, we've had a terrific week of European football, haven't we?
Unbelievable, Dave. What a week, mate.
Incredible.
That's why we love it, isn't it, mate? It's fantastic week. You know, starting with Company's goal on the Monday for City.
Yes.
And it just got better and better, Dave, didn't it, with Liverpool and Spurs,
Yes.
and then Arsenal and Chelsea. I mean, great for the Premier League, Dave.
It certainly is. It certainly is. And I think we could have our fair share of drama at Blaze Park this afternoon. Here comes Nixon across the field to the right full-back, which is David Blizzard. This is good, patient build-up. This is the left full-back. Well, I wouldn't say it was way over the bar from Ollie Moody, but it didn't test Ryan Rickard, but it was worth a punt, wasn't it, Mark?
Yeah, that's right, Dave. I think, you know, what do they say, mate? If you don't buy a ticket, you won't win the raffle, mate. So, yeah, you know, 35 yards, mate. You'd be surprised if it went in, but stranger things have happened, Dave, haven't they?
Absolutely, absolutely. Can I ask you a question? Because of your goal-scoring exploits, your goal-scoring feat, are you in the Guinness Book of Records?
Well, there was talk of that, Dave, when it actually happened in, because what's it, 2 years ago now, 2017. And I actually had a phone call from them, Dave, and they were asking, you know what sort of standard I scored them at, and I said it's you know, just competitive football has got to be, you know, just competitive football. Obviously, I had a few games for Exeter Reserves back in the day.
Exeter
as well.
City Reserves, yeah. Bristol Rovers.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Yeah, good days, mate. Good days. But yeah, I had the phone call, mate, and I actually got the book at Christmas, and it wasn't in there.
Oh.
And I think my wife actually phoned him up, mate, and she said, "Oh, what happened there?" And he goes, "Oh no, it's just we just put in professional sport." So yeah, so because it was non-league, it didn't go in, Dave. So I was a little bit disappointed when you see someone with the largest cucumber and that getting in there, and but I was really bit gutted to be fair, mate. But
with all due respect to cucumbers, but yeah, absolutely. Picked up by Brabin. Cross to Nixon. Nixon, short ball intended for Anir. Anir's onto it now. Anir's onto it, the top scorer, even though he's playing for Plymouth Parkway. Here's Nixon through. Good goalkeeping. Good goalkeeping indeed by the Saltash #1, Ryan Rickard, as Nixon threatened to chip the ball over his head, and Falmouth have got their first corner. Who is Brabin? Brabin in the Saltash penalty area. Shoot! Oh, across the goal. Rickard spread himself very well, narrowed the angle, Swp made himself, as they say, big. But Brabin, I think, should have done better there with his right foot, but it squirted across the 6-yard area and harmlessly out of play. Good chance. The Farron will find out, eh?
I think it's just to drag another defender out, I think,
up
Dave.
Goes the left arm. Yeah, I think you're right. Oh, that's a lovely touch. Well saved on his line by Ryan Barnes, but a lovely little flick on by Lewis Edwards. So there you have it, 0-0 at half-time. It's been quite an interesting first half. Some good football played in patches, and a very, very close contest. As predicted, what will happen in the second half? Well, we'll find out shortly.
Yeah, official's been good today, mate.
So Norman Wisdom, look-alike. Ryan Rickard takes it, but he's having a very good afternoon, Ryan Rickard. Not only keeping a clean sheet, but showing some good goalkeeping skills. Now, this is Nixon. Nixon across the area. Oh, wide. That was a... Do you think that was an interesting move? It was a difficult angle from which to score. That was Broglino. But it's just the final ball, isn't it? For both teams. Yeah. For both teams. Yeah, you know, the approach play is good. Yeah. The football leading up to the final third is good, but it's just that last ball, isn't it? Yeah,
just that killer ball, Dave, isn't it? To put someone in, isn't it?
Yep.
We've only seen it once in the whole match, really, haven't we, with Brabin's chance? But
we have. Here's Nixon again. That's good play. That's very good defending indeed by Sam Farron. Sam Farron, that's a good ball to use. Hughes shoots! Oh, I thought that could have just gone over the head and into the roof of the net. But Hughes so close to opening the scoring for Saltash United. That chance coming in the 12th minute of the second half. Albeit very briefly for Falmouth Town, who worked their way into the Saltash rearguard from a throw-in. Brought down by Broglino. Broglino. Up it goes into the area. This is good play. Now then, here's a chance for Falmouth. Nixon. Nixon on the ball. Oh, good save by Rickard. Rickard, what a point-blank save. Excellent. Yeah. That's, again, good goalkeeping by the Saltash #1. It hasn't gone for a corner. A lot of the Falmouth fans thought it had gone for the corner, but immediately that response to the near miss by Sam Hughes brought a very good Falmouth chance. We're not asking too much, are we, Mark? All we want is a goal. Here's Martindale, just inside his own half. That's good play.
I think the game needs a goal, Dave, doesn't it?
I think it does. And we've just had two very good opportunities early in the second half, one for each team. Oh, dear. Farrant just failed to collect that ball. Sam Farrant, the stand-in captain for Saltash United. This is Jordan Ear. Jordan Ear showing his skill into the area. Oh, he's Buchan. Here's a chance, but good goalkeeping again by Rickard and cleared away eventually from danger by Henry Wilson.
I got a feeling, Dave, Falmouth are getting on top now, mate. I don't know. Saltash still dangerous on the break, but I think that the Falmouth are starting to sort of, Saltash are sort of camped in there on the edge of their own box a little bit now, mate, for the last 10 minutes. I can feel a goal coming, Dave.
Can you? You've heard it. You've heard it on Piran Films. Mark Rappo Rapsey says there's a goal coming. Well, it's a bit more expansive and a bit more open in the second half as Broglino goes across to take Falmouth's third second half corner. They lead on corners 6-2 overall, the Ambers. Short ball, this is good play. Now Ania swings, turns, but blocked at the near post by a number of Saltash players, including the goalkeeper, Rickard. Well, here comes the ball arrowed back in. But no danger there for Rickard. And the man who fired that in. Ollie Moody had to quickly rush back into his own half to take up defensive duties. Ollie Moody, who, again, very adaptable and very peripatetic in his movement because he gets up there and then down and then up and then back. Here come Saltash United. It's a long, searching cross. Here's Martindale. Oh. Shoots towards the near post of Ryan Barnes, who gets down well, but a very good cross indeed from near the corner flag by Summerfield.
Good strike, Dave. I think a defender took the sting off that shot a little bit, and Barnes made a good save low to his right, but I think if someone didn't get a bit of a block on that, that was on the way in, mate. Great strike.
Good player, isn't he, Martindale?
Yeah, I like him a lot, Dave. Yeah, definitely my man of the match so far, Dave. If I had to pick one on the 65th minute, mate.
Yep. Marta and Saltash then with the corner, Sam Farrant. But they defend that well, but the clearance is not a good one by Nia. It's picked up again by Summerfield, back in. But the wind took that ball straight into the hands of Farrant by Menhennick. Had a quiet game, Menhennick. Mind you, he usually takes free kicks. They haven't had many free kicks today, Saltash, so that's probably one of the reasons why we haven't seen Menhennick a lot. This is good play, good short passing movement. Sam Hughes involved. Henry Wilson, way over the bar. That would have been a good attempt in rugby. But that's later on, Leinster against Saracens in the European Champions Cup. I think he's there already. Oh, no, it's a slip. It's a slip, and here's a chance. Save. Oh, no, my goodness, what a save. What a save. It was Hughes who was through. A slip by Ward. I think James Ward, who made a slip last week, didn't get a clean connection on a clearance, which saw Richards in. But that, he just slipped on the deck. Now, I think he lost his footing. Hughes was in on goal, one-on-one, but very good goalkeeping to deny the second top scorer for Saltash. Ryan Barnes did well there to keep the score at 0-0.
Yeah, great save from Barnsley there, Dave. Bit of a poor finish though from Hughes, mate. I think he topped it, mate. He didn't get any power at all on that ball. He opened up his body, you know, to side foot, you know, bet that little curler into the far corner, you know, the Henry finish, if you like, mate. but I think he topped it and made it a bit easier for Ryan to save, mate.
Throw into Saltash. Martindale will take it. Trying to find a player in space. Trot makes room, and he's in. Trot's in, but it's a good interception.
Yeah.
It had to be as well, because Dave Trot was nearly in there. And the next goal will probably, he says, with a great deal of caution, be the winner. Hughes forced outside the area to Martindale, back to Trot. Trot, left foot on the ball. Squares it to Wilson. Simmons. This is Trot again. Oh, it's a penalty. Oh, no, he hasn't given it. I thought that was a penalty.
I did as well, Dave.
Did you?
Yes.
I thought Trot was brought down by Cooper.
Yeah.
But the referee was in a good position and immediately said
position.
No.
Cool.
In fact, if that was simulation,
yeah,
he would have booked him.
Yeah.
So I think it's obviously got to be Cooper winning the ball. Luke Brabin got hurt in that challenge as well, but the referee allowed play on. The cross comes in from Martindale, and again, they had to quickly scramble back. Here's the captain, Farron. Ooh, a shot, which I thought the keeper had it covered, but it cannoned off the back of Broglino for a Saltash corner.
Could have gone anywhere, that one, Dave, couldn't it?
It could.
Great defensive header from Ward, and then he's got the second ball as well. He's got the block in from the shot, so great play from James Ward. 35
seconds left, Mark. We'll see Saltash get another corner from the same side as the third corner. This is corner number 4 to be taken by Farrant. What will this bring? It's a good one as well. Oh, a header, it's in! It's in! The goal has been scored from Farrant's corner, and it is the right back, Dave Barker, in the final minute. 35 seconds, I said, before the corner was taken. And that corner, I said in the commentary, was a good one. And Barker was allowed. He got rid of his man, went into space in the area, and dispatched a firm header into the top corner beyond the reach of the Falmouth Town goalkeeper, Barnes. And Saltash United look to have claimed the Southwest Peninsula League Cup with a dramatic last-minute goal scored by Dave Barker.
Yes, Dave, gutted, mate. Gutted. I can't lie, but fair play to Saltash. Good corner. We've been sort of bemoaning the standard corners today, Dave, haven't we? And they've clipped in a lovely one there near post, and Barker's made a great near post run. They like a striker's run, really, for a fullback, and he's added it into the top corner. No chance for Ryan to save that. And what a time to score, Dave, for Saltash.
What a time to score. There won't be a lot of stoppage time. Sam Hughes wins the ball well. Very, very well from Ward, and he's hurtling down the right-hand side. Yeah. This is good play by the second top scorer for Saltash United. He's playing, this is what's called game management, playing now time out, because he's run the ball into the corner, just gobbling up those minutes, seconds, because Saltash know that this League Cup, they've got one hand on it. They're looking at the gleaming cup, because they know 2 minutes, and not a lot of stoppage time. Falmouth have got to surge forward now and just throw everybody once they get the ball, that is, because this is all about ball retention, Mark.
Yeah, they're doing well there, Dave, to hold it up in the corner there, mate. They've wasted about probably a minute and a half there, Dave, in that corner. So Hughes was never going to cut in from that position, Dave. When he got away down the right here, his experience was always going to take him into the corner flag, and yeah. Sorry, Dave, lost for words, mate.
Well, don't worry. No. I mean, you have been impartial all afternoon, so well done and congratulations. I congratulate you, but I know how you must be feeling, but all I can see is a total impartial commentator. That was a very good goal, and a worthy winning goal, I've got to say, but Falmouth did switch off from that set piece to allow Barker the room and the time to move on to a very good placed corner from his captain, Farrant. And what an unstoppable header past Ryan Barnes. I mean, you can't blame Barnes. I mean, it was completely out of his reach. and it was arrowed right in that top corner to Barnes's left.
Yeah. From Saltash point of view, Dave, it was a great goal, wasn't it?
Here he is again, right in front of us, the match winner.
Yeah.
Looks like it anyway, or am I speaking too soon?
There it is,
That's
Dave.
it, it's all over. And that match winner, Dave Barker, raises his arms towards the Falmouth Town supporters who are encamped to our left. Well, that was quite fitting because he was stood right in front of us, and Falmouth Town are rocked. They're shocked and can't get over the way they've lost the South West Peninsula League Cup. Remember, they came into this final as the holders. Saltash United were the holders of the County Senior Cup. They had that snatched away from them by Falmouth, and now the reverse has happened as a red flare stupidly ends up on the pitch. That's ridiculous. Even though players finished, it's still dangerous in my eyes. But Saltash have done exactly what Falmouth have done to them, or did to them, in the County Cup final. But this was in the last minute. When Sam Farrant, the Saltash United captain today, took that corner, there were 35 seconds remaining by the time he took the corner, and by the time Barker dispatched that header from the corner, 25 seconds remained. Not a lot of stoppage time. In fact, Falmouth didn't even get out their own half. And it was game management, Saltash ball retention, ran the ball into the corner, and they've won this Southwest Peninsula League Cup by 1-0. Dave Barker, the right back, who had an outstanding game. Both fullbacks did for Saltash. Callum Martindale at the other side as well. Well, they had their tails between the legs nearly 3 weeks ago on Easter Monday when Falmouth beat them 2-1 in the County Cup final. Now it's a complete role reversal as Falmouth's players go towards their fans who came here with great hope and encouragement after that Senior Cup win at Bodmin Town's Priory Park. That was on Easter Monday. But they've been undone in the very, very final few seconds by a set piece, probably the best of the afternoon, Mark Rapsey, which settled this League Cup tie in Saltash United's favour.
Yes, Dave, agree with everything you just said, mate. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously gutting for Falmouth, mate. But ironic as well, Dave, you know, the Senior Cup final was decided by 2 goals from Falmouth centre-halves, and Saltash's right back has won the League Cup final for Saltash. So all the important goals in the big 2 finals coming from defenders, Dave. But no, fair play to Saltash, mate. You know, they were obviously missing 3 really important players at kick-off time as well, Dave. So, you know, they've come through that and they've won. So, I mean, I think if you ask Falmouth, mate, if you ask Westy and James Miller and Charlie Davis, mate, you know, at the start of the season, Dave, they would have taken Falmouth Town winning the Senior Cup, you know, for the first time in 22 years, mate. It's been a long time since the club's won. Bit of an holy grail for Falmouth, that one.
Obviously, they haven't ended the season empty-handed. They did win the County Cup final, but of course, you know, once you're in, even at a semi-pro level, you want to win every tournament, every competition that you go in, and there they are. They lift the cup. Sam Farrant and company celebrate with champagne. They are this season's Southwest Peninsula League Cup winners.
If you're going to score a winning goal in a cup final, then 20 seconds from the end is the time to do it, mate, isn't it?
I have the 2 managers with me. Let's start with the victorious manager, Matt Cusack. Matt, when that ball went in from Dave Barker, what was your reaction?
Well, I think I jumped on the pitch, absolutely ecstatic, obviously. Delighted to have scored. We knew it was really late in the game. You know, I'm feeling great today. I know how he feels. I felt it 2 weeks ago. He knows how I feel. He felt it 2 weeks ago. But yeah, it was an interesting game. I actually felt that we were a little bit laboured first half. I didn't think we were at our best. And Obviously, we know that these guys are really dangerous on the counter-attack and really dangerous from set plays. So we've done a little bit of rehearsal on the training ground on how we might stifle their set plays. And today, it came right for us. Last time it didn't. Today it did. But yeah, delighted to have got the decisive goal and to cap the season off with some silverware. For us, it was our 54th competitive game. And when we already played 36 games in the league, that kind of tells you how well we've done in cup competitions. But had we come second again today, then obviously that would have been a really disappointing way to end the season, and it would have felt a long time between now and the pre-season. I'm not too sure what I've said to the players, to be honest, had we not won it here today, but obviously delighted to have finally got over the line and to get that trophy that I feel that our season does deserve.
Well, you were victorious 3 weeks ago, and it's strange. This is very odd, because Saltash were the holders of the County Senior Cup. You took it from them. You're the holders, or were the holders, of the League Cup. They've taken it from you. I mean, I'm not going to say how you feel, but what was your reaction when you saw that ball go past Ryan Barnes?
Well, I thought that was it. Like Matty just said then, it was so close to the end. Very hard to come back from that. But, from our perspective, I thought it was a poor game overall. Like, if I was having to watch that, I wouldn't have been very enthralled.
It was hard to commentate on, I've got to say.
Yeah, I can imagine it. It was cagey, nervy, because it was, it was an interesting coming into this game, actually, because like you said, we'd won the last game, and obviously Matty, was desperate to get a trophy, and it was a game of few chances, and unfortunately, we had some big chances and missed it. But, full credit to the right back. Barker, he's had an unbelievable season. He scored some important goals, and it's quite ironic, really. Last week, the Senior Cup game, we won it on set pieces, and they popped up with a great goal, an unstoppable header, and I'm sure one he'll watch back with, great pride, and it was a great goal.
Now, you two obviously know each other really well. It's the fourth time you've played each other, in league and cups. Do you think that contributed to the fact that it was so cagey, cat and mouse, and chances were at a premium?
Yeah, every game we've had has been a goal in it.
Yeah.
And to be fair, we've had to change our style a lot, actually, because I remember the first game when they beat us 4-3, it sounded so close on paper, but it was a 4-3 hammering. And we've had to change our style up. And so, full respect to Matty and the way his team's set up, we always want to do the best for Falmouth Town, but after time we look at how we can stop them, and I found that we have done the last couple of games, and we just fell short today, and like I said a minute ago, finals are normally nervy games, and they're on big chances and big moments, and their big player come up with a big moment.
Actually, what we said in commentary, Matt, was Mark Rapsey and I said that we thought it would have to take a bit of quality to win this League Cup for whichever team. And hey presto, your fullback comes up there. I mean, do you practice that in training? Is that a practice set piece?
We practice set pieces, probably not regularly enough. And if there's one thing that I will certainly take from what West does with his team brilliantly is I think they've got like 3 or 4 excellent variations of a set play, and they're a real big weapon for them. So that's something that we're going to try and build on for next season, for sure. But yeah, I think the big players do pop up with the big goals and the big moments, and their guys did it last time around. The 2 centre-backs popped up with 2 really important goals last time around. I mean, you talked about a little bit of quality. I think both teams actually lacked a little bit of quality in both boxes, which is why it was a game of few chances. And when those chances did break, I think Jordan hit one over the bar. Hughesy went right through. The keeper saved it. I mean, a couple of bits of quality from the goalkeepers as well at both ends. But probably, both sides upon reflection lacked a little bit of quality in the box until that final moment, and that was a decisive goal in the end.
When you saw, Andrew, the Saltash United team lineup, minus their captain and top scorer, minus 2 other players, one of whom suspended, you must have thought, hey, this is going to work in our favour, or didn't you?
Sometimes it can work against you. I said to our management team, it's like sometimes when you play against a goalkeeper who's like the third team keeper, and you say, we'll get a few goals here today, and he pulls an absolute blinder. So, we knew obviously Ryan wasn't playing, and he was a massive, big player for them, and obviously the captain, and he was excellent in the first game. But yeah, sometimes it just goes like that, and they had Lewis Russell missing as well. He's a great player, and they had Madison missing as well. But I thought Henry was excellent there today. So sometimes it goes for you, sometimes it goes. It is what it is.
And finally, Matt, what does this result mean to you and the club, minus those 3 players? I mean, it's quite an achievement, this.
Yeah, but I've always said that you know, no one player is bigger than the team, and the team as a collective is always better than any one player in our team. So, you know, the boys that were absent are obviously big players for us, and they were a big miss. But then with that, you get opportunity for other people, and I felt that those players that came in today, you know, they did themselves justice. And you know, he mentioned Henry as being one of them, and Henry's a real pivotal player for us when he plays in that role. He wasn't at his very best today. He was better a few weeks ago at Helston, but you know, if the opposition manager's saying that he felt he'd done well, then you know, he has impacted the game, and that's all I ask of my boys, is to try and impact the game in each in their individual position. So yeah, but what it means for us as a club, obviously it means that we've built on last year. Last year we won the Senior Cup, and I think we've been the nearly men for so long, and particularly even when I was a player there, we got to many finals. I think we've been to 6 cup finals since the year 2000, lost every one. So last year we got to the Senior Cup final and won it, got that first trophy, and then we said to them after, you know, one should bring 2 now. And for this crop of players, we've got some young boys there, for them to experience the success as well. I mean, the lad we brought on is 16 years old. So the lad we brought on up top, I think he got the flick on for Hughes. He's 16 years old, so he's got a bright future ahead of him. And it was important for those boys to see the environment that we've created and what we're trying to achieve. And I know that West is doing exactly the same down there at Falmouth. And you know, he's been on the losing side today, but he's done a fabulous job down there, and he should be proud of his season as well.
Well, hey, come on, you've won a trophy. Andrew, you won a trophy, Matt. So it's all square, and I think a shaking of hands would be absolutely appropriate.
I just want to end it as well, and full credit to the ground staff at St Blaise today. You know, I thought full credit on this pitch was outstanding. And just one final thing for me, I thought the F Troop today, the support they've given us, not just today, the last final, and you know, they give us that extra edge today, and I think they deserve, you know, special mention because they were top draw again today. So
well said.
Can I just come in with one thing as well? I would like to give a special mention to Paul Quick. Now, Paul was one of our fans who sadly passed away on the morning of the Senior Cup final, and unfortunately we couldn't get the job done for him that day. But I know that his wife Tracy was here today, so it would have meant a lot to her, and it's meant a lot to the boys as well to get the job done for him.
Fitting, very fitting.
And also Daly Simpson as well.
Yeah,
you know,
Daly
top lad.
well, yeah.
I knew Daly as well, and obviously played for Saltash. You know, he was a top player, top bloke, and unfortunately taken from us at a young age. So, you know, I'm happy to give it to Daly as well. You know, as a losing Falmouth manager, you know, he's a top lad, and I know we watch him down there. You know, proud of the boys. So.
Well said, boys. Thank you very much, and thank you.
Brilliant.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, Dave.
Cheers. Thank you very much. Thanks, boys. Thank you. There we are then. Saltash United victorious in the South West Peninsula League Cup Final, sponsored by Walter C. Parson, your local funeral directors. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage. Brought to you today by Perrin Films YouTube. Saltash end the season with a smile, but Falmouth Town also have a smile because they won the Cornwall County Senior Cup. It's 1-1, and I think that's a very fitting way to end today's broadcast.